Hi, welcome to another episode of Table Talk with Ms. Frias
and Miss Ward.
We have a few things we want to talk to you about. I know you guys have probably heard of some of these things, so we just want to offer some clarifications, specifications, additional information, anything that might make you feel comfortable about what we have coming up and moving forward. So first, let's just talk about the current status of the students within the district, specifically the elementary. We talked to you a lot about that, so let's lead off with kind of giving you an update and letting you know some things we're going to tackle moving forward.
So one of the things that TEA asks us for a lot as a needs improvement campus is, what does your data look like? And so this year we've spent a lot of time testing our students. We have instituted benchmark assessments, and then we've also taken interim assessments. Your students may have come home with reports or just telling you how they did on the interim assessment. We took an interim assessment in November, and when we looked at the data from that, we found that our students had made significant progress in the reading part of that test. In the math part, we still find that our students are struggling. So at the midterm, we made some adjustments for how we are going to instruct those students, especially in that 4th and 5th grade group. So at the junior high, our teachers are kind of set. At the elementary, we did make some adjustments in the 4th and 5th grade group, and we tried to get to where our situation could include 2 adults in the room, and that helps us support our students during that instruction time. Following up with that, we are going to take another interim assessment in February, and that is going to give us kind of a true snapshot of how we think our students will do on the STAR assessments at the end of the year.
And I know some of the things we did send home with you where your student is in reading and math according to that interim assessment that we conducted. So at the junior high level, you had a lot of students talking about where they were they likely to pass that state assessment at the end of the year, and those are conversations we had with them, because those are true conversations that we wanted them to understand where they are and where they need to be. So like she talked about, the true snapshot is going to be when we do that interim test in February. And I know you guys are probably so tired of us talking about scores and where your students are, but ultimately I think all of us, the community, obviously district leaders and our teachers, we have made it an emphasis to increase student achievement at Evito. We see that, we truly feel like our students will be there. We just want the data to support that. So any changes that we are making at this point, we tried to, like in the 4th and 5th grade, we sent letters home. So this is just us following up with you to let you know where that's coming from, why, and we truly do feel like we are making that progress. We just want the students to show that, I guess, in their data. So we're almost there.
Right. We want them to feel the urgency we feel, because there is going to be a final push to May when those assessments take place. And so we are going to increase rigor. You may see your students' grades drop off a little as we really step up our expectations of them. Just know that students are going to get the instruction that they need, and they are going to find their groove, and they are going to meet those expectations we have for them.
And ultimately, they are going to have taken so many tests at that point. They're going to be used to it. So the state assessment is not going to be the big deal or the stressor, only because they are so used to being in that situation and taking the data or the test for us to look at the data. So that is kind of our goal, and we do feel like we will be successful there. So we just wanted to give you an update on that. Let's talk about real quick for those that may not meet grade level or meet the expectations that we have. We do have a plan. We've been working all year on this program called the Rebel Summer Study. This is similar to summer school. It will be a 6 weeks course. Do you remember those dates exactly?
Right. It's going to be June 6th through July 14th. It's set up to be 4 days a week. The first week there will be 5 days, but following that it'll be Monday through Thursday, with the exception of the July 4th. That holiday falls on a Monday, so that week we will go Tuesday through Friday.
Right. It'll be from 8 o'clock until 2:30. We have a busy schedule for them. We'll keep them busy. We'll do a little bit of academics, and then we'll switch over to enrichment. We have several enrichment ideas in plan for them.
Right. So we have some art projects. We've contacted some people about equine therapy, where there may be some horses out here for them to interact with. A cooking club type thing where they maybe learn some cooking. We want to spend those 6 weeks satisfying their academic needs, but also enriching them and really focusing on things that we can do to connect learning to life.
Right, and we want it to be fun. So we do want to incorporate some of those things. They'll have physical exercise, they'll have some activities to do, we'll give them recess. So we'll have a plan in place to keep your children, to keep them busy, to help them grow, close some gaps academically. And let's talk about that. So you're probably going to ask, is this required? No, it is not required. I will go ahead and let you know that, but there's going to be some major incentives as to why you should consider sending your student, especially if they meet some of the criteria that we want to specifically offer this for these students. One of those is going to be a student that fails a course or a subject area, especially in the junior high level, but we will go all the way down to the 3rd grade as well. If they were unsuccessful and have an overall average that is not passing, what we will be looking at is retention, unless they come to this summer study program. They can take those specific courses and we can hopefully close some gaps and promote them to the next grade level. Another reason they would come, or that we would assign them to summer study, is if they weren't successful in the state assessment. House Bill 4545 requires us to remediate these children for 30 hours per failed subject area. So we don't want to take them out of their school. We don't want to do that out of the school day like we have this year. I think the students need those breaks throughout the day, and right now we're having to use those breaks to meet House Bill 4545. So summer study program is going to be an opportunity to get that taken care of. And then attendance. We have a major attendance issue at Evadale. We will speak to you guys more about that later. But at the elementary level specifically, we have a lot of students that just don't come to school. And if you don't come to school, the state says you have to be here 90% of the time. If you aren't here 90% of the time, we will require you to come to the summer study program, or we can't really justify your academics because you weren't here for the majority of the time to be educated. If your child struggles academically, you have to make sure your student comes to school and you bring them every day, and that's part of your process and emphasis at home, is that you're sending them here so that we can educate them and close some gaps there. So those are the reasons why you would be assigned to summer school. Now, what happens if you choose to just not come? What does that mean? What do we do at that point? Well, we talked about the retention, and then we talk about, you'll be coming out of, or your student will be coming out of elective courses or times that they would probably rather not be doing remediation. They're going to, have to miss and be pulled to do that. So in the junior high level, it'll be giving up electives. We are going to do planning for the junior high schedule a little differently this year. I'm focusing on trying to bring in some fine arts options, and then some CTE courses, but those are not required. Those are things that we can replace with remediation if you choose to not take advantage of it in the summer study program. So we will give you some more information moving closer, especially to your child, and if they meet the criteria for coming. But we wanted to just give you the information now so that you know what that program consists of, and when you hear Rebel Summer Study, you know what we're referring to.
Right, and we will share information on social media and on our website, because it will include transportation, it will include 2 meals a day. So there are a lot of benefits to being here.
Yes. Okay, last thing, I know real quick, you've been hanging out with us for a little while now. We have an online transfer application that is now open and available. We want all of our current students to go ahead and enroll by March 15th, if at all possible. If you can complete that application process, you will not have to provide us with the documents it's asking for. We can pull those. And then any transfer students that may want to join our district, go ahead and fill that out. You will have to provide us the documentation for grades, attendance, discipline, and state assessments. And we will review that, and we hope that we can add you or your student as part of our Evadale ISD family. Is there anything I'm missing on the transfer?
I don't think so. Like Ms. Faria said, we can pull that paperwork if you go ahead and get your application in online.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. And if you have any questions, always feel free to call either office, and we will provide you with some answers. And then anything else we need to address in further detail, we will definitely do that at our next table talk session. So thank you for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you.